Can't get enough Amazing Facts Bible study? You don't have to wait until next week to enjoy more truth-filled programming. Visit the Amazing Facts Media Library at aftv.org and get enough Amazing Facts.org. You can enjoy video and audio presentations as well as printed material, all free of charge. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right from your computer or aftv.org. Visit the Amazing Facts Media Library.
Congratulations, you're retired. A time to throughout your life, advance ministry and evangelism around the world. Throughout your life, advance ministry and evangelism around the world. Throughout your life, advance ministry and evangelism around the world. Advance ministry and evangelism around the world. Throughout your life, advance ministry and evangelism around the world. Ministry and evangelism around the world.
Old enough to have
Throughout your life, advance ministry and evangelism around the world.
I started tithing.
Ministry and evangelism around the world.
Tithes a commandment that God, commands us to do. It's kind of like waste of
Throughout
money.
your life, advance ministry and evangelism around the world.
And it kind of puts tithes as a priority in our lives.
I did not start tithing at a young age. In fact, for me it was the opposite. When Sarvi and I got married, we were church hopping, looking for a place to call home. I did not start tithing with pastor. In fact, it was nickels.
We had anxieties about tithing, I think,
I did not start
when
tithing.
right after we got married. We were a young couple, just kind of getting started. For the first time, the entire financial burden of our livelihood fell on us.
I do remember, there being times when I'm looking at the checkbook and I'm thinking,
We had
oh
anxieties
gosh,
about
this
tithing.
is going to get us pretty close to the line.
Right after we got
But
married,
God's
we
always
were
been
a young
faithful to
couple,
us.
just kind of getting
Be
started.
faithful to Him.
For the first time,
to tithe.
the entire financial burden
Quite a while ago.
of our livelihood
We were
fell
giving
on us.
every once in a while when
I
we
do
could.
remember,
Then we started thinking, what if God gave to us every once in a while when He felt like it as well? And at that point, we realized, no, something. Let's say we're going to do it, let's do it right.
So there was some anxiety at the beginning, but the whole purpose of tithing, we believe, is to
We were giving every once in a
growing your
while
faith and trust in God. So it was something that we
what if God gave to
we
us
always
every once in a while when He
stuck
felt
to
like it
and
as
committed
well.
to, and always saw
And at that point,
God always carries
realized
us through
something.
a lot of tough times.
Let's say we're going to do it,
To
let's
me,
do
it, it just doesn't make
There was
sense
some
not to
anxiety,
tithe because
at the
everything we
beginning,
have
but
comes from God, and He tells us in the
whole purpose
Bible
of
that He
tithing
wants us to
is
tithe.
to
So why would we, if we're afraid, okay, if we tithe, we're not going to have enough, that's so silly because God's the one that controls whether we have enough or not.
We look at our income and we think our income is 100% ours, and it really isn't. It's
To me,
100%
it
his.
just doesn't make sense.
So who are we to withhold 10%?
Everything we have comes from God.
It's funny because as you go through the Bible has over 2,000 verses
Why would
specifically on
we,
money.
if we're afraid,
But
okay,
500
if we
on prayer.
tithe, we're not going to have enough.
You see?
That's so
So
silly
we got
because
so much
God's
in the
the one that
Bible
controls
about
whether we have
money,
enough or
but
not.
we don't live by the Bible when it comes to money.
On a personal level, I've never met anyone that has regretted making the decision to
It's
tithe.
funny because
I've seen plenty of people struggling, wondering why they're struggling financially or why they're going through certain situations, and
we don't live.
a lot of it has to do with the fact that they just refuse to let go of that part of their life.
what I would say to someone who is thinking about tithing and isn't sure, in the Bible it says over and over, do not test your God.
Struggling, wondering
Except one
why
instance. And God says,
struggling
you can
financially
test me in this
or
one
why they're
thing.
going through certain
If you
situations.
tithe, I will show my faithfulness back to you.
A
So I'd
lot
say
of
to
it
someone
has to do with
who's
the fact that
thinking
they
about it,
refuse to let
God
go
actually says
of that
test me.
part of their life.
And what I would say to someone who is thinking about
If anyone's
tithing
on the
and
fence
isn't
about
sure,
tithing, I would
Bible,
say,
it says
if you're not on the fence about whether or not you want to be a follower of Christ,
except one
then you shouldn't be on the fence about tithing.
God says,
It's pretty much a black and white issue.
I would say, well, first of all, if you're thinking about it, there's a reason why you're thinking about it. Maybe you think you should do it, but there's something else holding you back. And the question is, what is that thing? And then second of all, I would say, try it. Allow God to do the work, the miracle in your life. Since we've been tithing regularly, we haven't had really any serious financial worries at all. I would say, and first of all, you would think it would be the converse because you're actually giving, but the more we give, the more we receive. So I would just say, try it out. And then second, allow God, I would say, allow others to allow God to work the miracle in your life. Since we've been tithing regularly, we haven't had really any serious financial worries at all. I would say, and first of all, you would think it would be the converse because you're actually giving. So I would just say, try it out. And then second, allow God, I would say, allow others to allow.
I honestly think that Camp Polaris and the location of Camp Polaris is, the church is sitting on one of the most beautiful pieces of real estate in the world.
It's amazing for kids to get to come out in nature, where literally it's almost 2 hours to the nearest civilization. For instance, the scenery right now is mountains, a lake. It's
I
amazing.
honestly think that Camp Polaris and the location of Camp Polaris is,
The kids are great. They're always energetic.
Camp gives them hope. A lot of these kids have hard lives. These kids live in the village. They don't have any way to get out, really. The only way to get here is by boat or plane. You can't drive.
They're in a small fishing village. There's not a lot outside. You're providing a home for them. The kids sort of a family in a home somewhere where they're safe, and they can just have fun and be a kid for a week.
Gives them a week of just meeting adults that, I mean, we have a lot of, even our college kids that are staff here. So we got people that are going to be mechanical engineers, we got electrical engineers, music majors, all kinds of things that are interacting with these kids just that are fairly established people who get to rub shoulders with them and talk to them, and they get to see people that love them and care about them, that are not, even our college doing alcohol or drugs or other things. They're seeing people that are smiling, having a good time without causing trouble.
they deal with a lot of
Music majors,
suicide, drugs, alcoholism is big.
That are fairly
They grow up in alcoholic families and they have broken that cycle. It's hard, you know, for these kids to grow up in Dillingham and stay in Dillingham and never leave Dillingham, and there's not a lot of progression going on there.
And we're only 1 week a year, you know, so we got to really make a big impact to have a lasting on the other 51 weeks.
Alcoholism is big. They grow up in alcoholic families and they have broken that cycle.
When school starts, they're singing these songs throughout the year. It's giving them a lot of enjoyment. They're singing about God and they're helping them learn things about Him. And it's also just giving them something that they can then go home and teach others.
My favorite thing is water sports, like snowboarding, tubing,
just learning about God and meeting friends.
I just came to have fun, see, make new friends,
and it's also just giving them something.
My favorite thing
go home and teach
about
others.
camp is learning about God and Jesus, because
my favorite thing
God is the one that made the
water
world,
sports,
and
snowboarding,
He's the one
tubing.
Just learning
helps
about
us
God and
every day.
meeting friends.
I just came to have fun.
A lot of these kids don't even know, they don't know Bible stories, they don't,
My favorite
a lot of them aren't
thing
Christian.
about
So
camp
this is
learning about God,
this is
because
their experience
God is the
with
one that made the
with
world.
God. A lot of these kids don't even know, they don't know Bible stories. They don't.
Being able to warm up is a big thing out here, because when you're in the water, you get real cold
their,
real fast.
When they come out of the water, they don't have a place to rinse off. And then they get what's called swimmer's itch, or they call them duck mites. A shower house would be a place where they could rinse off, so they would be able to avoid having that happen.
I haven't gotten any, thankfully. I've scrubbed up really well in our Mackay, which is our, you get real cold real fast. Our version of a shower.
When they come out of the water,
it's basically
they
a
don't
sweat
have
house.
a place to rinse off. And then they get what's called swimmer's itch.
You run in there and get hot, and
a shower house would be
then
a
run
place
into the
where
lake
they could
and
rinse
soak
off,
up,
so they would be able
and
to
then run
avoid
back in and
having
warm
that
up
happen.
again.
I haven't gotten anything.
Okay, well, the sleeping conditions out here is basically if you have a piece of cardboard, you're the lucky winner. If you don't have cardboard, you just sleep on what's available, which is nothing. So we do hoard cardboard out here. It becomes a prime commodity.
Like all the camp stuff here is about 50 years old, probably. It's all falling apart.
I haven't gotten anything.
Okay, well, the sleeping conditions out here is basically if you have a piece of cardboard,
underneath them and above them. The wind comes through, so the kids are often cold.
There's no more cabin space if we had more kids. We just need a facility that can accommodate. But if we could improve those buildings and the facility, I think the mission could be broadened. And we could use it more than just 1 week out of the year.
Big gates underneath.
For the past 50 years, Camp Polaris has offered outhouses only, but with your assistance, they plan to build bathhouses and restrooms for the camp. Government regulation has changed, and camp could happen for more weeks if conditions were improved. A portion of your 13th Sabbath offering this quarter will go to Camp Polaris. Please pray for this wonderful ministry that is connecting people in the remote areas of Alaska to the God of hope. To build bathhouses and restrooms for the camp. Government regulation has changed, and camp could happen for more weeks if conditions were improved. A portion of your 13th Sabbath offering this quarter will go to Camp Polaris. Please pray for this wonderful ministry that is connecting people out in remote areas of Alaska
but also
to the
everyone
God
in
of
leadership
hope.
at every level to demonstrate God's love while living and sharing a message of hope and help. Our main goal has been to equip every church in NAD to become a center for health, for healing, for hope and wholeness. This was accomplished primarily through 3 main strategies. Strategy number 1 was to implement a comprehensive health ministry training approach to allow anyone interested in initiating or even expanding health ministries in their church to do it effectively. 3 division-wide health summits were held, bringing together over 1,000 attendees, all eager to extend the healing strategy. And in 2014, the first ever Health Professionals Conference was held, co-sponsored by NAD Health Ministries and Memorial University. In addition, we've had 16 more union-wide comprehensive health ministry trainings that took place across every union and the Guam Micronesia mission, equipping another 1,000 more participants. Strategy number 2 was to develop new resources for ministry. And as such, the Adventist Association for Faith Community Nurses was formed, providing annual training and resources to equip any nurse who are passionate about ministry to actually work alongside their ministerial team in their congregation, thus meeting the holistic needs of members, but also connecting with the needs of the community. And as such, in addition, Adventist Recovery Ministries was officially launched under NAD Health Ministries, and it focuses on a 12-step Christ-centered approach to addiction recovery. Through the Adventist Recovery Ministries, resources were developed, like Journey to Wholeness, the Unhooked TV series, leading people like Joe to attend local recovery groups, but also to surrender Adventist Recovery Ministries to Christ. A mental health task force was also formed to explore effective ways in which we could raise awareness of mental health issues. But not only that, also connect these to our mission. As a result, we're hosting the Emotional Wellness Summit in Orlando in January of 2016. Lastly, media resources were developed to reach secular people and the public, including millennials, postmodern minds, and also those of other faiths. These were public websites and social media outlets using creative ways to share relevant but also evidence-based messages of health across different cultures. Strategy number 3 was to build mission-focused collaborations, both among ministries in NAD, but also in the community. As such, health ministry and health mission books were produced in partnership with Pacific Press, and over 500,000 of these were pre-ordered and shared in several languages. In addition, a common vision between our healthcare systems, health ministries, and NAD leadership was warmly embraced, and a healthcare mission conference is scheduled to take place in January of 2016. Lastly, the Adventist in Step for Life initiative has also been very key to unite ministries in transformational evangelism outreach, both through partnerships within the church, but more importantly, by building collaborations in community with community institutions. Nearly 6,000 individuals in churches and schools and hospitals registered for the Step for Life initiative, and they've reported over 12 million miles of physical activity in the last 20. Hundreds of community gardens were established, engaging children, youth, and families all together to make available more fresh fruits and vegetables in food deserts around this country. Through the annual Let's Move Day, also the Oshkosh 3-Day Challenge, the Step for Life 5K Fun Run, and the Health Expos that took place in San Antonio, and many other events, Adventists, young and old, have been motivated to choose a full life, but also to tell the world. More importantly, many bridges have been built in communities, allowing others to see Adventists as friends who actually care enough to work together to meet the health needs of their neighborhood. As I look back, I can only praise God for all He has done over this quinquennium, as He promised, through the power of prayer, through the power of persuasion, and more importantly, through the power of the love of God, this work will not, cannot be without fruit. We've seen that. I pray that each pastor, each leader, and church member may answer the call to choose a full life and to tell the world. May we meet people's needs in a very practical way by showing God's love and compassion. And may each church in North America become a center for health, healing, hope, and wholeness. I pray that each preparing a world to receive Christ may answer the call.
Hello, my name is Ivan Williams, and I've got a short story for you. This story begins with our pastor. Now, our pastor has always played one of the most influential roles in North America, preaching, teaching, baptizing, and equipping the saints. Yet our pastor does not always have an easy job. Our pastor is sometimes under attack from many directions, ranging from conflicting expectations, dramatic diversity, changing times, and the impending retirement bubble. In these turbulent times, NAD Ministerial was called to empower the ministerial community in leading churches to reach their world for Christ with hope and wholeness. I knew I couldn't support our pastor by myself, so we began to assemble a diverse and specialized team. In these turbulent times, Brenda Billinger, NAD Minister, to help empower our pastor if she happens to be a woman. Dave Gimmel, to find the best ways to get the quality resources to our pastor. Donna Jackson, to empower our pastors, spouses, and families. Esther Knott, to oversee our pastor's professional development. Jose Cortez Jr., to equip our pastor with resources for evangelism. But our pastor is too important for just this small team. Added to the team are the conference and union ministerial directors. This larger team gets together twice a year to improve our service for and to the pastor. In addition, we have boot camps for new ministerial directors, monthly webinars and newsletters, as well as an online resource site, all to support our pastor. By the way, we also need to find the time to work on the L policy in the NAD Red Book so that it too can support our pastor. But back to the story of our pastor. First, we had to figure out what makes our pastor effective. After more than 2 years of research and tens of thousands of surveys, the ministerial department identified 7 core qualities that exist in a truly effective pastor. But back to the story of our these are character, leadership, worship, evangelism, management, scholarship, and relationship. They provide a strong foundation to ministerial proficiency and excellence, and serve as benchmarks for professional development. From the initial call through the undergraduate and Master of Divinity education, internship, and continuing education. Let's track the pathway of our pastor. The journey begins as our pastor listens for the call to ministry. And honestly, we really need to develop some resources to help our pastor discern that call. Now we see our pastor enter the first phase in what we are calling the pathway to ministry. And it begins with the undergraduate religion degree. Here, our partnership with the chairs of religion departments is really paying off as our pastor receives the same core qualities in any of our diverse but credentialed colleges. Next, we see our pastor attend the Seventh-day Adventist Theological Seminary for the Master of Divinity degree, which is a professional degree equipping our pastor with the tools, knowledge, and practical ministry. Next, we see our pastor in a mentoring internship, leading to ordination commissioning. And clearly, we have more work to do in identifying and sharing the best practices of internship around our division. Finally, our pastor comes to the professional phase of ministry, in a congregation or chaplaincy role. Here, our pastor enjoys the ongoing resources provided by NAD Ministerial through the Best Practices e-newsletter, Call digital magazine, webinars, and church planting and evangelism fund. Our pastor, along with thousands of others, just signed up for our brand new continuing education platform powered by the Adventist Learning Community. Our pastor is enjoying online learning and is accumulating credit for professional growth experiences. Our pastor and administrator will soon be able to receive personal guidance leading toward possible professional growth areas through an instrument entitled The Feedback Loop, which will soon be released. If our pastor is older and wasn't able to get an MDiv, our pastor, while still pastoring, should complete the master's degree in pastoral ministry from the In Ministry Center. Our pastor's family is enjoying brand new resources to address their unique needs, such as family stress, challenges of relocation, and thriving as preachers' kids. Recently, our pastor was connected, affirmed, valued, and equipped with thousands of others at the first ever NAD Pastors Family Convention entitled Called. The reviews were superlative. 97% evaluated the convention positively, and 98% believed that their congregation would benefit because of the convention. Our pastor is not alone in using superlative accolades. Here's what some others said in their own words. The vision and direction presented to us as pastors is exceptional and encouraging. I personally am not someone who is easily pleased with these kinds of events, but this one was something that should be the sample for everything we as a church organize. It was such a soul-refreshing and mind-invigorating event, from the worship gatherings to the seminars to the plenary sessions and preaching. It was spot on, and I left Austin refreshed to the core. No, our pastor does not always have an easy job, but it is our joy at NAD Ministerial to help our pastor not just survive, but thrive in the new reality of our ever-changing setting. We believe that effective pastors make for effective churches that reach their world for Christ with hope and wholeness.
Sri Lanka is an island nation off the southeast coast of India. Because of its natural beauty and location, it is known as the Pearl of the Indian Ocean. Sri Lanka is a diverse country. It's home to many religious ethnicities and languages, with a predominantly Buddhist heritage. The Seventh-day Adventist Church membership here is only about 4,000 members and 37 churches in a population of some 20 million people. Lakpahana Adventist College and Seminary serves as Sri Lanka's only training center for church workers. With a growing membership, this school means a lot to mission. From its humble beginnings, Lakpahana is responsible for new members, health workers, administrators, and pastors to the mission field in Sri Lanka and abroad. Currently, there are some 370 students attending this school. With 85% of the student body from other religious groups, Lakpahana has a tremendous work and responsibility. Several former Lakpahana students have met Jesus here. Through education, church, or branch Sabbath school, people like Jaya Diaz have had their lives turned 180 degrees. Jaya comes from a non-Christian background. She found in Lakpahana a place to live out her new faith. Here she learned values and principles that guide her life today. Now Jaya works as a mentor and supervisor at Lakeside Adventist Hospital in the city of Kandy. Here she has a unique opportunity to connect with people through healing and teaching. As Jaya meets patients and nurses, she emphasizes that our body is the temple of God. Therefore, we must maintain it. With words of encouragement and sincere care, Jaya finds a way into every heart. For her, this is an opportunity to touch others as Jesus did and show them the light of His love.
I'm really blessed to be part of God's family. I really thank God for picking me particularly to serve Him. Okay, otherwise I would have been another tea plucker. God really blessed me of staying in Lakpahana.
Jaya is grateful for having access to Christian education. This education has made all the difference in her life. Lakpahana Adventist College is now in urgent need of your support for expansion. The membership has outgrown their humble meeting place of worship.
We simply don't have enough seats, and some of them who are sitting on the balcony down there in the chapel, and even we need to put some extra chairs in the corridor in order to accommodate all of them who come to the church.
Lakpahana needs a dedicated church building to accommodate God's people and receive many more every Sabbath. As Lakpahana workers do their part to fill God's church, please pray for the many challenges they face. This quarter, you can take part in the building project through your 13th Sabbath offering. Global Mission Pioneers are lay people who volunteer at least 1 year to establish a new congregation in an unentered area within their own culture. Pioneers have the advantage of understanding the culture and customs, as well as speaking the regional language. These dedicated men and women easily blend in with the locals and are able to impact lives for good.
I am Pastor Dhanaraja from the Sri Lanka Mission of Seventh-day Adventists. I am the director for the Global Mission Pioneers of our country. And now we are traveling to visit some of these Global Mission territories, and we are in a place called High Forest in the hill country, which is one of the estates in the central province, the Nuwara district. And our work is going on in several areas.
As a pioneer arrives to an unentered area, he seeks to understand the challenges and needs of the people in this region.
Our Global Mission pioneers in these areas are working with these people who have so many problems, health problems, practical ways of living, and especially they are into the habit of drinking alcohol, smoking and chewing betel. These are serious problems they are facing, and as a result their families are deprived of their finances. Economically they are becoming poor. And health-wise they become diseased and they need a lot of money for treatment. And our workers, Global Mission Pioneers, are helping these people to overcome these habits by distributing tracts which talk about smoking,